Saint Ignatius, or otherwise known as Inigo, was born in 1491 in Spain. From a young age, Saint Ignatius had aspirations of becoming a knight. He came from a wealthy family of nobles and was consumed with world affairs and social status. He struggled with vanity, greed, and an interest in women. He spent free time partying and having self-centered fun. Despite these aspects of his life, Saint Ignatius was a brave and loyal soldier. In 1521, at the Battle of Pamplona, it was a lost battle from the start. However, as a matter of honor, Ignatius refused to give up the town fortress and abandoned his men. Near the end of the battle, a cannonball shattered Ignatius's leg. Ignatius endured a long and grueling recovery. After his legs had begun to heal, Ignatius chose to have the doctors reset his legs a second time to avoid having a bump in his right leg. It was during these long 6 months that Ignatius finally found God. He passed the time reading the lives of the saints and the life of Christ, which led him to a spiritual revelation that would change his life. Over time, Ignatius's desire for power and fame began transformed into a determination to serve God. Ignatius then traveled to a Benedictine mountaintop shrine of Our Lady at Montserrat. He laid his sword before the altar and set off to Manresa. It was there that he spent time in prayer and working at a hospice. Through intimate reflection and severe bodily penances, Ignatius grew closer to God. This soon became a dark period of Ignatius's life when he became consumed with self-doubt and acts of vanity. However, one day, sitting in front of a river, everything changed. He then began writing his lifelong manual of prayer that he would later title The Spiritual Exercises. In 1523, Ignatius begged his way to Jerusalem. However, due to political unrest at the Holy Land, the Franciscan guardians ordered him to leave after a few weeks. This experience helped Ignatius learn the importance of flexibility in responding to God's will, and that his decisions should be geared at helping people.
Ignatius finally discerned the vocation for the priesthood. He went back to school to study alongside school children.
Studying along children forced Ignatius to swallow his pride and work harder than ever to learn. During his time in Barcelona, Ignatius was arrested several times by Spanish Inquisition. They often interpreted the exercises as hearsay. He then traveled to the University of Paris to study philosophy and theology. In Paris, he met other students, such as Francis Xavier and Peter Faber.
Ignatius and 10 companions met in different places and preached and gave the exercises. They found their way to Rome and decided to form a religious order after spending a long period of time deliberating about the future. Ignatius was the unanimous choice of the companions to be the leader of the new religious order.
Their new order was to be called the Jesuits, or the Society of Jesus. The Jesuits preached, worked in hospitals, and gave the exercises. The Jesuits settled in Rome and was officially established in 1540. The Jesuits opened schools all over Europe and chose a new motto, Ad Majorem Dei Gloriam, a Latin phrase that means for the greater glory of God.